Hey y'all, thanks for coming to kick with me, Nick. Today's video is gonna be a fun one. Well, I think it's kind of a fun one. I don't know, whatever. But if you saw I think my last video, that's probably gonna be posted. Maybe, kind of, sort of. But if you saw my Totally Spies inspired lookbook, you saw that I had a certain outfit for Sam, and it was like this cardigan two-piece. And I think I mentioned in the video that it is a reworked two-piece, and I reworked it. So this is me reworking a two-piece. I'm deciding to film it in case people want to see it or something like that. In case like people kind of want to know how like to rework, I thought it'd be a fun video to do. So yeah, this is said cardigan. Boop, 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 boop. So cute. So it's like, I like this like embroidery part. It was actually like somebody gave it to my mom, and my mom was like, do you want this? And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I would love, like, I like this part. I like the little embroidery. I thought that was super cute, and I love the color, but I didn't really like the fit of like the actual sweater itself. But I was like, this would be a super cute rework, so that's what I decided to do. And I thought like it would be like a perfect fit for like Sam's style. So I was like, yeah. I think reworking is pretty fun because like if you like are kind of new to sewing too, reworking is like a nice step into it because you can see like how garments are constructed, and you can see like how things are pretty much made and get an understanding for certain patterns and things like that. And also I kind of rework a little bootleg, so like this might not be like the perfectly crispest thing, but it's gonna look cute when you can wear it. So yeah, I'll show you what the sweater looks like on. So hold on 1 second. So this is the cardigan on. I hope my ashy knees aren't showing. If they are, I'm gonna crop them, it don't matter. But this is the cardigan by itself, how it is in its original form. Like I think it could be cute itself, I guess. But like it's not really my style like this, so that's how I'm gonna make it my style. So yeah, this is the cardigan on. Okay, so you saw the cardigan on. I guess I'll tell you the things that you need, I guess. I've never done like a how-to, I don't think, so bear with me now. So pretty much what you're gonna need is like what you wanna rework. So for me, it's a sweater. I think this could also work with like a too long shirt you have, like one of those long shirts you might want to be a two-piece. You might have a long sweater or something you might want to be a two-piece. You're gonna need like some thread, a sewing machine of course, or a needle and thread if you really want to rock with it by hand. What else you gonna need? Yeah, I think, oh yeah, scissors. Yeah, scissors. And I think that's about it. Oh yeah, and like imagination, because like you're gonna have to see a vision. Like you see something and you probably see like, oh, this could be better somewhere else, and you can get inspiration from just like seeing different forms of clothing, XYZ. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so first things first, right now I'm actually looking at a mirror and I'm taking into consideration like how things lay on me and how much space I have for what and what's what, to know like where I'm gonna want to cut. So in this type of situation, I know that I'm cutting this into a two-piece, so I'm looking to see like, okay, the buttons really help to measure things out, but I'm looking to see like, okay, if I cut right here, I have this amount for the skirt, and I'll know how much will fit, like how the length of the skirt will look, and how I'll have enough length for the top to make sure like it's covering my boobs, X, Y, Z. A good thing to keep in mind, if you have like another piece of clothing that's like a certain length and you can see where that sits on you as well and how much length you have for what, you can use that as a reference too. So I'm just looking, I know like, okay, I think I want it. The second button is like a perfect place, and it'll also give me space to keep this like embroidered back and not cut it off. I'm saying, okay, I have about X, Y, Z inches for the skirt. If you have measuring tape, that'll work too. But I'm heavy on eyeballing. I'm like the queen of eyeballing some stuff, so I'm just taking a look at that. Turning, I'm looking like, okay, if I cut it about here, it's gonna make its way about right here. Probably make its way about right here. So I know that, okay, I'm gonna cut and I'm gonna have some space for the embroidery. So that's the first step, kind of looking at the piece of clothing and seeing how it falls on your body and how it looks on your body and what space you'll have for what. Now I'm pretty much marking where I'm gonna cut to have enough space for a top and a skirt. So I'm using my chalk just to line things out, and then I'm going in with my measuring tape just to kind of make sure I'm marking it kind of even across. Even though after I did it, I think I should have cut, like I had room to cut a little bit lower on the back. Instead of just cutting all the way across, I should have probably cut the front and then cut the back, but it still came out okay. So that's what I'm doing with that measuring tape, just going across to make sure things are pretty aligned.
After I got things all measured out, I pretty much went ahead and started cutting. I'm trying to be really careful when I cut because like there's no extra fabric. Once I cut this, I have to make it do what it do. So next I'm pretty much marking off what I want to take in from the waist, because as you see so far, right now the shape is just straight down, so the bottom is not going to match my waist, so I have to bring in the waist. So I'm pretty much measuring out like the same amount of space on each side, then I'm marking it and I'm pinning it, and I'm pretty much doing the same type of measurement to kind of measure a gradient into how far down I want to sew. Then I'm going to pin that down before I sew it. I pretty much eyeball it and do it as I go. Like, to be honest with you, I'm always freehanding and eyeballing my reworks and things that I make for myself. So like if I make a mistake, I'll just come back and fix it. Also too, that's why when I sew, I don't cut all the fabric off right away. I kind of just test it out to see if I need to go back and fix things. Also, this is another good tool to have. I didn't mention it, but it helps kind of with like hip gradients and like waist to hip type of gradients. I didn't really use it, but it's a nice tool to have. And after I kind of like pinned down everything and how I wanted it, I went ahead and started sewing. This is just me kind of making sure things are aligned. Once again, eyeballing a lot of it and just trying to get my seam aligned and make sure I get that gradient how I want it to. And if you notice, I just kind of keep that fabric there because like I said, like in case maybe I have too little, like it's too tight and I need to cut that seam open and kind of give some more room, so I still have the option, like it's not permanent. I don't cut it just yet. Now you can pretty much just watch me sew it, I guess. To me, hearing a sewing machine and just watching a sewing machine is hella therapeutic, so I hope it's therapeutic to y'all too. Also, I kind of just wanted to mention this step. What I'm doing pretty much, I'm overlocking with a zigzag stitch on the edges of the fabric that I cut, because depending on the fabric, sometimes like a fabric can fray a lot, which pretty much like the threads kind of come loose and unravel, and this is kind of knitted, so I could see it fraying a bit, so I went ahead and just overlocked that and did like a little overlay stitch on it. I just wanted to mention that it's not gonna happen with every fabric, but like this is one that I would definitely do it with. Now I'm pretty much kind of hemming the raw edges. I didn't do anything special, to be honest. I just folded it over and I kind of just tried to keep it aligned as I sewed across so things could be even. Once again, some more eyeballing and freehanding it. This is kind of like the end result of the skirt. Since it had like the split, I couldn't really get like the gradient that I kind of wanted to, because I wanted to keep that split in, and if I went all the way down, it wouldn't have kept that slit. So this is how it came out in the end. Now it's time to work on the top. I kind of just went with the vibes. Look, I didn't, since like I'll show you, I'll like lift it up to show you, but you see like it's like knitted, like it's not really sewn, so I really couldn't unravel the pieces. I really wouldn't feel like doing that anyway. So to take it in, I kind of just marked across. Like I kind of just took some in space and I kind of started from like the bottom of the sweater and curve all the way through the arm. You're gonna see how I do it. Also right now I'm pretty much doing the same steps I did with the skirt, except just on the sweater I'm kind of taking it in and pinning where I want to take it in. I didn't mark this with a chalk this time. I kind of just sewed it. For this, it was kind of difficult to gauge because that that embroidery on the sleeve, like trying to keep that embroidery intact and just sewing it at the right spot where I can get like the good combination of it, it's kind of difficult. And like also the embroidery made the sleeve a little tighter, so I have to keep that in consideration. So after that, I just went ahead and just started sewing everything into place. Nothing special, just trying to keep everything aligned. And to be honest, right now I'm just sewing in the final stitches and we're pretty much going to be done. We can see the end results. To see the end results, you have to go watch my Totally Spies video. JK, I'll show out the end results in here. So So here are the final results. Y'all, I barely had enough fabric to make that skirt. Like, that skirt is barely touching the bottom of my booty cheeks, but maybe I could wear it outside with like some tights or something, maybe. But anywho, thank you guys for watching. Please do watch the Spies lookbook, and that's it for today. Bye.